Hi, welcome to Faux Food Creations. I'm Emily and today I'm going to show you how to make faux carrots. You'll start by molding the carrots out of Model Magic. To shape them, you'll create sort of a cone shape, so on one end it'll be a little bit thicker and then on the other end it'll taper down into a thinner end. Don't worry about making them completely smooth. Carrots are imperfect, so it's okay if there are some ridges and bumps in them. On the thicker end, you'll want to create an indentation. I'm using a clay tool, but you can use anything that has kind of a rounded end. You could even just use a fingertip to press it in. Repeat this as many times as you like, but just make sure to vary the sizes a bit. Now to add some texture, I'm going in with a clay tool and just adding some lines. Usually I'm adding 2 lines close together, but sometimes I'm just adding 1, just kind of varying it a bit to make it look random. And while those are drying, you'll create the carrot tops. There are many ways to do this, but this is just how I found I liked the way they looked. So I'm starting out by cutting some very thin strips of green paper. And then I folded those strips in half. Then I unfolded it and then created a slit about 1/3 of a way up the crease. Then I cut each of the 2 sides in half again, so there are some very thin strips. And then I took a piece of Florist wire and cut it to about the length of the stem of these leaves. And then I'm going to glue that inside of the fold of the stem. This will just give the carrot top some structure and it'll be easier to poke it down into the Model Magic. Here I'm just roughing up the tops a little bit, so I'm cutting them even thinner, but I'm only doing that to the very tips. And then I repeated that process on a shorter piece of paper, and then I'm going to glue that around the existing stem so it has multiple levels. To add more texture to the carrot top, I'm cutting out a leaf shape, and I did a bad job of filming this part, but I'm basically just making a leaf shape and then I'm going to cut slits into the leaf to give it more texture. Here's what the leaf shape should look like so you can kind of have a reference here, and then I'm just going to glue that onto the stem along with the other parts that I've made. Really no wrong way to make a carrot top. You just want it to be extra textured so that the paper looks more realistic than just paper stems. Once you've made enough and you feel happy with them, you can start sticking them down into the tops of the carrots. Even if the carrots have dried before you are ready to put the carrot tops in, it'll still go in perfectly fine because of that wire. Next, mix up a dark orange color for the carrots. I definitely went a little too bright on my first coat, but I corrected it on the second coat. Then go in with a brown color into the lines that we made in the carrots so that it kind of looks like it's a little bit dirty and it's just been pulled out of the ground. And then if you want to bundle them like I did, you can take a piece of twine. Mine has a wire in it, but if yours is just regular twine, you can just tie it. But I wrapped it around and then hot glued it in the back.